welcome back to my channel. It is cold and dark here at Cigar Exploration headquarters, middle of winter, but we are going to explore this Montecristo Platinum Series cigar today. This is a 6x50 Toro. It's a Dominican stick. It's got that double cigar band on it. These are highly rated sticks. I expect this to be pretty good. I'm going to get a straight cut on it. Smells like cedar and tobacco. All right, so I've got my fancy straight cutter. We're gonna put just a little nipper on the end there. That's perfect. Yeah, that's a good cut. I've got a bourbon to go with this today as well. Draw feels a little tight on this. Getting some leather. A little bit of earthiness, cedar and tobacco. Let's get it toasted up. What are you guys drinking? What are you guys smoking today? It is cold. It's like 30 degrees where I'm at. But it's not gonna stop me from hanging out with you guys and smoking a stick today. Maybe it will. We'll see, I guess. I don't know. Smells good. Wow, it's really interesting. Almost get like talk about red fruit a lot in bourbons. I almost get like a raisin, like a raisiny flavor. Some coffee beans. As far as I know, this is a medium to full-bodied stick. It smells good. It smells like toasted oak. Retro, I get that cedar, as well as a little bit of leather. Usually I don't get leather and cedar, leather and wood together like that. Put this lighter in my pocket. It's so cold that it won't work if I let it sit out, in case we have to touch this thing up. It's got a nice gray ash on it already. Tastes real good. Right now, I'd say this is a medium-bodied stick. It's got one of those, the leaf is nice, of course, but it's a little bit of that rougher. You can hear it. Kind of a sandpaper feel to it. Part you put in your mouth. When it's wet like that, it's pretty smooth, but it feels pretty rough. All right. So I've got a really good bourbon today. Today we have got the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Wild Turkey Rare Breed Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is the barrel proof. So this one in particular here, it's got Jimmy Russell's name on it. We're looking at almost 117 proof, 116.8. It says it's a small batch, and it says it's a number 4 char. So I have had this before, but never had purchased a bottle of it before. It's a $50 bottle in my local liquor store. Just has the government warning on the back of it. But this stuff, I know this stuff's good. This is probably one of the best $50 bottles you can purchase if you are into that Wild Turkey profile. This has 6, 8, and 12-year juice in it. So let's get this cork. I had a cellophane on the top, but I took it off inside because I don't ever want to wrestle with it out here on camera. So let's get this cork out of it. Pretty weak cork bowl. It's got a nice cork, nice regular real cork with what seems to be real wood. Either that or it's that plastic sort of imitation wood, but it looks pretty real. All right, let's get some in a glass. A decent glug, nothing great, but a decent one. Wow. Really intense vanilla flavors, or vanilla aromas. A little bit of like a toffee style smell as well. Some citrus. All right, let's let it sit for a minute. A little air get in that glass before it gets too cold though. We'll make sure to try it. Put that cork back in. What's the weather like where you guys are at? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're drinking, what you're smoking today. I thought these two would go well together. We're going to find out in just a minute here. I know this is one of the more higher end brands, the Montecristo. So I don't know if you guys have had this. If you've had this particular one, let me know. I forget which one. There's another one, not this platinum, but there's another one that people talk about a lot that's pretty popular. I forget the name of it right now. It's eluding me. I'm really getting like that raisin in there, which if you told me this was going to have raisins, I would probably not be excited about it. But to be honest, it's pretty good. Definitely isn't a bad thing. It's pretty good flavor note. It's a choice between this and another Gurkha today. The Gurkha is a lot bigger than this, so because of this cool weather, I decided to go with something a little smaller. Really like this cutter a lot. It's nice and sharp, nice and sturdy. What a great burn line on this cigar. Check that out. It's almost perfect. Good, nice white ash on here. The draw is a slight bit tight, but I wouldn't consider it anything that is a problem. For me, it's good because it'll last a little bit longer. I won't smoke it so quick. All right, let's try this rare breed. Wild Turkey rare breed. 116.8 proof, barrel proof, cast strength, no water added. It smells so good. 6, 8, and 12 year juice in here. I'm sure very little 12, but all right, here we go. Boy, that is strong. It's got a nice little burn to it in the nicest way. Everything I got on the smell is still in the taste as well. Yeah, really intense vanilla. Toffee, citrus, and even some caramel, which is a little different than toffee, but they're really similar. They're like brother and sister. But yeah, this stuff. Wow, it smells like lemon. It smells like lemon peel when you stick your nose in here. You know, like lemon zest. Like you smell the outside of a lemon. It smells really good. That's a great $50 bottle at that proof as well. It's got that Wild Turkey characteristic. If you drank anything from Wild Turkey, you know what I'm talking about. You can tell it's Wild Turkey, but it's not a bad thing. I like it. I like that profile. Wow. Really good stuff there. Really good stuff. Yeah, in Pennsylvania's liquor stores, $50 for that bottle. I've seen videos online, people talking just about Wild Turkey, you know, in general, and bringing that up and talking about how that's getting into the 50-ish, you know, above 50, closer to $60 range. Still $50 where I live in Pennsylvania in our state-run liquor store system. So there is some good things about my state-run system. Regularly available stuff like that is still very affordable. It's not being marked above MSRP. That's a $50 bottle as far as I'm concerned. If it goes up much above what it is, much above 50, I don't think I'd be willing to pull the trigger on it. There's a lot of other stuff. Yeah, it's really good though. I recommend it. It says barrel proof, a unique uncut blend of bourbon whiskey, crafted in small batches. So they must be just pulling that 6, 8, and 12-year stuff right out of the barrels and mixing it together, which is kind of unique. That they're, it's not just out of one barrel or batches of the same barrel, barrels the same years. It's multiple different years being blended together, which is pretty cool. And old man Jimmy Russell must be still at it. Says he's the master distiller. What a career in whiskey that guy's had, man. Wow, these things go great together too. Thought this would be a more mild type of cigar. This is another one of those. I'm just going to ash this before I start to wear it. This is another one of those cigars that's a little bit deceiving. It looks to me, when I look at it, it looks as though it's more of a mild type cigar, mild to medium. But, upon lighting this thing up, it seems more medium to full. Right now it feels like a medium stick, but I anticipate as we get down to the last third, it's going to be more full. Let me know what you guys' favorite Wild Turkey is, for the money too. Wild Turkey 101 is almost unbeatable. It is creeping up again, just like this, the rare breed supposedly is other places. In my local stores, Wild Turkey 101 is like $26 to $28. Sometimes it's on sale. They mark it off for $1 or $2, but it is getting up there a little bit. The problem I have is I like 1792 a lot. And 1792 is like $33. So when you get up into the high 20s, my brain compares everything in the high 20s to something in the low 30s, which just happens to be 1792, which is one of my favorite all-time bourbons, period. Even, not considering the price, but when you consider the price, when I can get almost 2 bottles of that for a bottle of this, it starts to get kind of tough. I mean, 2 bottles of that is $66, not $50, but you know what I'm saying. 2 bottles of Wild Turkey is like 55. Wild Turkey 101 is like $55. 2 bottles of 1792 is like $66. I'm going for the 1792 every day, all day. What's nice about being free and living where we live or living where I live is I can just buy one of each. And just buy one of the 101 and one of the 1792. But, I consider the price when I'm sort of exploring and judging these bourbons and cigars and things like that. Speaking of which, the cigar wasn't that bad. I think it was like $8 or $9. I honestly forget. I bought this a long time ago. Pretty sure this is like an $8 stick, $9 at the most. So Toro 6x50. It's not small, but it's not a giant stick either. Let me know if you know what that other Montecristo is that people really seem to like. This one's the platinum, but I know there's other ones too. That raisin has not gone away on this thing, and neither has the leather. The wood's going away a little bit. I'm getting sort of earth, raisins, leather, and a little bit of coffee bean in this thing. Not much, but a little something. My brain keeps saying it's coffee. Yeah, super enjoyable stick. I'm having some trouble talking today. I don't know why. Just like with every video I make, this is my first whiskey of the day, so I have no excuse. I'm a little tired, I guess. That's maybe about it. Maybe a little hungover. I don't know. I mean, drink whiskey every day. It's hard to be able to even tell when you're hungover. Wow. Just, this thing is a vanilla bomb and a lemon bomb. I got a ton of lemon. My brain said citrus when I first smelled it, but when you drink it and you smell it right out of the bottle, it smells like lemons, like really strong. Yeah, tons of lemon. The cork's kind of shady. It's a little, like, it sounds tight, but I wouldn't hold the bottle by the cork. See that? I have my hand under it, but I wouldn't trust hold. It was coming out right there. Like, it's not the tightest, longest cork. It's kind of skinny and short. But obviously it's fine. This thing isn't going to stand a chance. This bottle's going to be gone 2 weeks at the most till this thing's gone. I wonder if it says number 4 char up there. I wonder if there is other chars, or if it just says that they're all number 4s, or I wonder if they're, you know, because this comes from at least 3 different barrels. So I don't really understand what number 4 char means. Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Yeah, I don't know why it says number 4. I always wonder what this, I think this is for bottling process. You see this little nub in the glass here? I think that's to make sure that the labels get put on straight. I've seen those at the bottoms of bottles before. This has that laser coat in it, just like that Russell's did. Can you see that there? You see that? Yeah, you can see it kind of. Right there. See, it has these little nubs on the bottom here too. The little glass thing sticking out. It's got a recessed bottom that goes inward. You see that? It's a classic looking bottle. I know they changed these bottles a couple years ago, or at least the label. I don't know if the bottle shape changed, but the label at least changed on it. But this is just like, I want to sleep with this under my pillow. I love this stuff. I had it at a friend's house before. I think I've had it out before. I think I actually did a tasting of it, a wild turkey tasting. This is so far in the past that I don't even really remember, but it's kind of coming back to me as I'm talking about it. I feel like I tasted it with 101 and maybe regular wild turkey before. Maybe I did a 3 flights, I think a triple flight of those 3, an ounce of each or something at a bar. All right, back to the stick. It's nice calm, getting a nice calm draw on this thing right now. These go great together. Yeah, this is a really good flavored, good flavor, not a flavored stick, but good flavors in here. Really good taste this thing is giving me today. Pretty medium colored wrapper on it, but you can tell the quality's there. It's one of those premium sticks. It's got that feel to it. I can't believe how dark it is out here. I actually brought a light out. You can probably see it on my face right now. It's kind of orange looking, but I just didn't want to do this video in the dark. I think these videos look terrible in the dark. I'm sure this video is not going to look great, but it's just so dark out here, and I wanted to make a video today. It's literally the middle of the afternoon, and it's this dark. It looks like it's about to be nighttime. Can't wait for winter to be over so I can get back out here, make some high quality videos. It's really about the time spent together, hanging out, having a smoke and having a drink, but I really like when these videos look good. Some of them just look great when that sun's shining. That is some good stuff. All right, I'm gonna take this first cigar band off here, if I can. Oh, it just came right off like nothing. Oh, that's great. So nothing fancy here. It does have raised lettering on there. It says Platinum Series. As you guys know from following my channel, maybe you don't know, maybe it's the first time you see me, but I love cigar bands. I'm a sucker for a nice, fancy cigar band. I've noticed at the cigar lounges, the older sort of seasoned vets, cigar smokers, they just rip the band right off the cigar. They don't care about that stuff. They're not there for looks or prettiness or any of that stuff. They literally will, before they even light the cigar, they'll take the band right off that thing. Me, I like to smoke it with it on it because I like to look at it. You know, I like this little symbol here on this particular one. I'm sure this is their there it is. Looks some kind of a crest. Those little diamonds on the side. I love the cigar bands. I just think they're neat. Perdomo has great cigar bands. Nose is giving me a hard time like usual, starting to run. Wow, really good stuff. I got a question. Somebody emailed me a question. I don't know why they didn't leave it in my comments on the video, but they emailed me and they said, what's better, when you take a sip of bourbon and then take a draw off a cigar, or when you draw the cigar then sip the bourbon? It's a really good question. I wish I could think of that person's name. I don't know if you picked up on this yet, but I have the worst memory. I'll put it in the description, but the person that said that was a really good question, because I hadn't even really thought of that before. I just am doing it without really thinking that whole process through. But the answer is when you take a sip of bourbon and then you take a draw on a cigar. I think they're good both ways, because these things pair so well together. But yeah, when you take a sip off of a whiskey, and you leave a little of it in your mouth, and I think that's the trick. You leave it on the back of your tongue and the top of your throat, and then you take a draw. Yeah, it's so good. It's so freaking good like that. And when it's a bourbon, that's pretty good quality like this one. It lingers a little bit. It has a nice strong finish. Doesn't just disappear after you swallow it. It sort of hangs around a little bit. So the reason for that, though, I think, is because if you were to take a draw off the cigar, sure, that flavor is going to linger in your mouth and on your palate and your throat, but it not like the whiskey does, where the whiskey is physically still there. There's characteristics of it that are there. I can taste it right now, obviously, but it doesn't stay on my tongue and throat and palate physically like whiskey does. It's good both ways, though. But if I had to pick, it's obviously the whiskey sip first, then the draw or drag off the cigar. Yeah, that was a little better. It just brings out this flavor note in the cigar that is so different than without the bourbon or without the whiskey. It's just so unique. It's hard to describe what that flavor is too. It is like a tobacco flavor, but not a harsh one. It's almost like a sweet tobacco flavor. And I think it's because of the sweetness of the whiskey, because it's bourbon, you know, it's especially sweet being bourbon. It brings out that really sweetness of the tobacco. I'm going to do a little experiment here. I'm going to actually shut that light off, that orange light that's on my face. It's not really orange, but it sure looks orange. When you look at it in person, like when I look over at it, it looks more like a whitish, maybe slightly yellow, but I can see on my face it looks very orange. So I'm going to actually get up and go turn that off. Kind of like a live test here. Little insight into the world of trying to make these videos without very much light. You already know I'm freezing, so why not try to turn this light off and just see what it looks like, kind of live. Like I said, with these videos, I don't script these videos. I don't pre-test them. I don't do a rehearsal, so to speak. I just decide what I'm going to drink and smoke. Set up my camera, in this case set up a light, get all my stuff out here, and just go for it, and just give you guys just sort of the raw me as I'm exploring a stick and exploring a bourbon. I think it might actually be starting to snow, which is interesting. Supposed to get some snow showers, flurries today. All right, I'm gonna go shut this light off. Just see the difference, see what it looks like. Okay, see, big difference. Yeah, big difference. My face is really, really dark now. So, yeah. So lighting is an interesting thing. That's why people get paid the big bucks to do this kind of stuff, to light people and do lightings on sets and things like that. But so there you can see the difference if you're still here. Most people watch about 10 minutes of my videos and then bail, but there you go. Some kind of insight into my world of trying to light myself and have my videos not look like complete shit. Again, it's not the main reason I'm here. I'm not here to look good. I'm here to explore. But if you can explore and look good, why not do both? That's what I always say. I don't remember the last time I drank a whiskey. It is snowing now. I don't remember the last time I drank whiskey that was this much of a vanilla bomb. I mean, that is a Wild Turkey characteristic, having a lot of vanilla. It's really good. All right, let's get this hood up. I'm not going to bother turning the light back on. I'm just going to finish smoking this with you guys. I can tell when I really like a cigar, when I really like the flavors, when I'm like drooling, like my mouth is just watering everywhere, like it almost is dripping out of my mouth as I'm smoking it. All right, let's take the cigar band off here. The main cigar band, we'll call it. That is good, man. All right, here we go. There's the cigar band off the cigar. Again, nothing fancy, but I do like it. It's got the raised lettering, as I talked about with the other one. The inside's just plain, nothing going on in there at all. All right. You know what? I'm drinking some more of this today. I'm into this. Let's have a little bit more. $117 proof. Getting some air everywhere. Getting some air in this glass for a second. Get some air in this bottle. Turn the cork sideways and pull it. It's a little bit better cork pull. Boy, that lemon is killer in there. Some serious citrus right there. Best sip yet, because it's the warmest sip I've had. The rest of them were so cold. Every other sip I took was the liquid was so much colder. It just gets better and better. I can't wait to light a fire tonight and sip that by the fire. I just realized it would be funny if somebody would fast forward this video. Like if they started in the beginning and they see my face lit up with all that light, and then they fast forward to me with a hood up and no light on my face. I have a little bit of photography in my background, so that's probably why I care so much about how I'm lit and how I look, when really probably nobody else cares about that but me. Anybody watching probably doesn't give two shits about that. I've done a lot of photography with drones. I'm a licensed drone pilot. If you guys were watching the news a couple of months ago, weeks ago, I can't keep track of time. It's like my memory. I'm a bad timekeeper. But there was all this drone nonsense over New Jersey and all these other places, people freaking out about seeing drones and, you know, all this stuff. And I knew what that was the whole time. It never bothered me because I knew they weren't really mostly drones. They were mostly planes. I've talked about this in other videos. You can sometimes see it above my head. There's planes flying around here all the time. I live in Reading, Pennsylvania. So there's an airport here. It's a regional airport. It's not international, but it's a regional airport. So there are planes in the sky all the time, 7 days a week. I'm surprised there isn't one right now flying by. They fly by all the time. And if you understand lights on aircraft, which to be a pilot, whether you're a drone pilot or an actual pilot, I'll say actual because they consider you an actual pilot if you're a drone pilot, but I don't know if I consider myself an actual pilot. I'm not in the drone, not up there. But when you get licensed to be a drone pilot, they sort of treat the drone and you as though you are in the drone. You need to sort of act like you're in the drone, which is a weird concept, but kind of makes sense. It adds accountability to that. You know, it's not just a piece of machinery flying around. It's almost like a little helicopter. You know, you're not actually in it, but they act like you are. So you have to understand all of the way things are lit. And watching those videos online of people freaking out, thinking that they're drones going super fast, and a lot of them were drones, but a lot of them were not drones. And the ones that were drones were basically people like me. If I were to be, instead of a cigar exploration person and a whiskey enthusiast, if I were to focus my time on being a drone enthusiast and exploring drone things, that I would have my drone up in the air all the time. And so therefore, if there's quite a few of those, New Jersey, New York, and that area of Pennsylvania that's touching New Jersey, Philadelphia area, those areas are highly populated areas, and there must be a lot of people who like to fly drones. So that never worried me. There was this crazy thing online about how that was like another country, Iran or China or somebody who was flying drone. Wow, when I heard that, I was like, man, there are some crazy people. Our government is the most, for all the problems, you know, I'm jumping around a lot here, but recently there was the plane crash at Reagan International Airport in Virginia. And recently there was the Philadelphia one just a day or two ago, a few days ago now, where the helicopter and the plane collided. And rest in peace, everybody who and anybody affected by that. Like, my heart goes out to you. That's horrible. If you know anybody, or God forbid, your relatives or whatever, all those people, whether you're related to them or not, it's a horrible situation. But man, it's just so sad that happened to people. But anyway, we are still the most sophisticated. And I know somebody watching this, if you made it to the 37-minute mark of this video, it's because you really enjoy my videos and you're hopefully having a smoke and a drink with me. But you may be doubting what I'm saying, but we are still, trust me, the most sophisticated country in the world in aviation. More than China, more than anybody else. You know, and again, sticking with my jumping around theme, if you think that China is the only one that sent a balloon, remember the balloon that flew over our country and we eventually shot it down over North Carolina or whatever? We knew about that balloon. We knew about them spying on us with that balloon. We knew all about that. We knew about that happening. We knew from the second that balloon entered our airspace, we let that balloon fly over our airspace. It's sort of on the realm of reverse psychology, where we let that balloon come into our airspace because we wanted to see what that balloon was going to do. We wanted to see where that balloon was going to fly, where it was going to fly over, and what that balloon was going to do. That wasn't an accident. We didn't go, oh, that's just a weather balloon or a hobbyist balloon. We knew what that was. We knew that was a spy balloon. You have to understand that we fear no man. We don't care. Our airspace and the oceans, we dominate the airspace and the oceans, dominate them. And we have dominated both of those areas since World War II. Nobody dominates those airspaces. Before we dominated those two spaces, air and sea, Great Britain, England dominated the water and probably dominated the air. I don't know for sure, but and the only reason I haven't mentioned dominating land is because certain countries, like China, may dominate land. They've got more troops, and their troops are equally equipped on land as ours. And before the Ukrainian and Russian war, I would have said Russia also has dominated land dominance, potentially over us. But now, after seeing what's going on in Ukraine, I don't think Russia dominates anything. I don't think they have dominant air, land, or sea. I think the U.S. has, I don't think, the U.S. has dominance over air and sea, and I think China might have it over land. But wars aren't fought like that anymore. Wars are fought with technology. And again, there's not a lot of people watching this right now, but this flag behind me isn't flown for aesthetics. It's flown for pride and country. And as many things that we do wrong in this world, and as many faults as we have as a country, and mistakes that we've made, we are still the best. We're the best country in the world. And that's why both our northern border and southern border are constantly bombarded with people trying to get in here. Because who could blame them? I don't blame a single one of those people that are trying to get across that border for a better life for them and their future families, ancestors, whatever it's called. Who could blame them? If I didn't live here, I'd be trying to get in here too. Those gunshots in the background remind me of another thing. Now I'm getting like a caramel cola flavor on this whiskey. I'm getting that little cola-ness. It's almost grape, but it's not grape. It's that flat cola and caramel mixed together. Those gunshots remind me of another thing, and that is that good luck ever coming in here and trying to take us over by force, by land. When I said China was dominant land, I mean in a land war, combat war, soldier to soldier. I live near like 4 gun ranges. I've talked about that in other videos. Good luck. Good luck. To whoever's watching this, if you're watching this from another country that doesn't like this country, never gonna happen. There's more guns in this country than there are people. And the 47th president, he's gonna make sure that these gun rights are secured for years and years and years. I can't imagine them ever being taken away. I hope I'm dead by then. As a matter of fact, I know I'll be dead by then. All right, back to the cigar and whiskey. Enough crazy talk about wars and dominance and all that shit. Welcome back. No. This is a great cigar. You guys need to try this. If you've never smoked one of these, get your hands on one. Pretty sure this was a Cigar International purchase, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. Been wrong before, but pretty sure I picked these up in person. Up in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. All right, so getting into the last third of this thing, it's starting to get more full-bodied. Certainly medium stick. Believe it or not, and again, for those of you hanging in here, still here, this thing getting some pepper. The leather has turned into pepper. It is a peppery. It's on the back of my tongue, top of my throat, or top of my mouth, I should say. Back of my throat, back of my tongue, top of my mouth. Lots of pepper. The snow has stopped. I had a couple of snow flurries and they've gone away. Everything's getting spicier. This bourbon's getting spicier. The cigar is getting spicier. I'm starting to get a little buzz. Starting to get a little drunk. 45 minutes into this thing. Starting to feel this. If you're not, then you probably have some issues. I mean, 100 and almost 17 proof. I'm just going to round things up. I'm a rounder. Round down, round up. Some seriously good shit. Get your hands on a bottle of this. And if you live in another country and you don't have this rare breed, tell me what wild turkeys you do have, because supposedly, and I may have mentioned this in other videos, there are wild turkeys that are not available domestically here in the US that are available other places. I think it's an 8-year. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this particular wild turkey has 6, 8, and 12-year juice in it. But in any case, if you live somewhere, I just thought of something else I want to talk about. If you live somewhere that has something different than this, let me know in the comments. If you're from the United Kingdom, Great Britain, UK, I don't know what the heck to call it. UK is the United Kingdom, obviously. England, I don't know what the heck to call that country anymore. I'm Italian. I'm American. You know, I was born here. I'm an American, but I have some Italian descent. You know, so I'm not really from there, but that is supposedly, you know, the mother country. We fought for our independence from them. So I don't know what the heck to call them at this point. I guess it's United Kingdom. But I know some people over there watch me. Had some Indian viewers as well. And what was that other? There was a guy who commented on one of my videos. He was from was it Croatia? Croatia? Not Yugoslavia. Anyway, love to all you guys, no matter where you're from. I mentioned this is the Dominican stick. The flavors in this thing are just fantastic. So good. See that spring back? The way it springs back? Hold on a sec. Here we go. There we go. See that? That's how you know it's good. It's a little late in the game here, almost 50 minutes in, but I take back what I said about the draw on this thing. There's no draw issues. It is a little tight, but it's in a good way. You know, we're going to get an hour out of this thing. If you get an hour out of a 6x50 Toro, that's perfect. A lot of leather and pepper. Leather and pepper. Unfortunately, that raisin note that I wasn't sure about in the beginning. I wasn't sure how much I liked it, but now I miss it. So I must have liked it, because now I miss that raisin. bought some cigars recently that I regretted, that I shouldn't have bought. I might make a video about it. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if it's even worth it. I'm not sure if I want to make videos about stuff I don't like. I do know one thing. I gotta admit, I think I may have told a lie. At the time, it wasn't a lie, but now I feel like I lied, and I told you guys I'll never lie to you. I might have lied. I'm probably not going to review any more budget cigars. Any of those gas station cigars. I think I've moved beyond that. In a way, I wish that wasn't the case. Maybe I will explore that cigar that I don't like. Just to sort of give you guys an idea of what not to buy. I got kind of hooked onto a brand. And that particular brand, I ordered some cigars online without knowing anything about them. And kind of have some buyer's remorse, a little bit of regret from that brand. I'll just tell you, screw it. Why am I keeping you in suspense, right? Like I said, if you're still here, that's amazing. This is the nub. So the regular nubs are fine. The one that I don't really care for was it's called a nuance. It's a nub nuance, and I think the one that I bought was like an espresso. It's just sort of a flavored style cigar that I kind of regret buying. I considered, trying to send them back, but it's not really my style. I take responsibility for mistakes I make, and it was just sort of a cigar that I shouldn't have bought, but I might make a video about it. I might make it just a quick video, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, just explaining, why I don't care for them. This stuff is so good. Wow. So good. So good. There's a lot of talk too about tariffs on Canadian and Mexican products. I don't want to say I feel bad, because I don't. I'd be lying if I said I felt bad, but if you are a Crown Royal or Canadian Mist or whatever other Canadian whiskey that you drink, if you're a Mexican tequila drinker, that's gonna suck a little bit. You may pay more for those products, but try American whiskeys, try bourbons. Bourbon has to be made in America. Switch over. Don't drink that Canadian stuff anymore. Don't drink, I understand if you're a tequila drinker. You're not going to potentially switch over to an American whiskey if you like tequila, but if you like Canadian whiskey, you could switch over to American whiskey. If you guys do that, you're going to raise my price on Canadian or on American whiskey, on American whiskey. But if that's what has to happen, then that's what has to happen. I cannot talk. I literally can't talk. I'm a American whiskey drinker. Kentucky and Tennessee. That's my lane. I'm going to stay in that lane. No matter what it costs, I'll always be an American whiskey drinker. Somebody did send me a bottle of scotch, though. So I might explore that on my channel. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to actually make a video about scotch. I said I would never really get into scotch, but somebody sent me a bottle of scotch. And they were like, you need to try this because this is a really bourbon-like scotch. Like, it's a scotch that is very bourbony. So I may have to try it just to see if the person that sent it to me is correct. And if it is really, you know, if there's any kind of bourbon nuances, flavors in this scotch that they sent me. So I might have to try that. All right, well, I'm officially a little drunk from two pours of 117 proof Wild Turkey Rare Breed. So if you're wondering if this stuff is strong, or maybe you were never wondering, but it's pretty strong. Pretty strong. Cigar's gotten strong in the last third, and the whiskey's kicking my ass. So drink whiskey every day and smoke cigars almost every day. Just 2 pours of that. Here, I'll show you the bottle again. How much is out of the bottle? So you see that? I mean, it's nothing. You see that? Barely anything. It's got its little claws in me. Oh, I wanted to tell a story again about this. It reminded me when I saw the turkey. So, my brother hunts turkeys. And I find turkey hunting hilarious. If any turkey hunters are out there or watching this, leave me a comment. The turkey call. If you ever watch somebody do a turkey call, there's guys that can do it. Like they go wah, 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 with their hands over their face. But there's also like, you can buy like a turkey caller, you know. I find that hilarious because, you know, if you hunt, Pennsylvania is a big hunting state. And I'd say, you know, the majority of hunters in Pennsylvania hunt deer, hunt whitetail deer, you know, doe and buck. We have different seasons. We have bow hunting and we have, you know, rifle, whatever it's called. I don't hunt. I never have been a hunter, but turkey hunting cracks me up because it's the only, as far as I know, and I'm not a hunter, so I could be wrong, but it's the only wild game that you hunt, that you like do a call for, that you like make a noise and hunt like that. I find it hilarious. But people are like making those noises with the turkey stuff. Yeah, I want to say turkeys are stupid, but I don't know if they are. I mean, they're obviously looking to breed, and I don't know. I don't know where this video is going. Chances are I'll never even watch the end of this video. If anybody's watching this right now, you're probably watching. I probably will never see the end of this video. I'm scared to watch the end of my videos. The fact, especially in this one, that I'm pretty toasted right now. I made a video a couple months ago where I made a video at night. Like I made it at dusk, and it was like getting dark. I forget what stick I was smoking, of course, because my memory is just toast. But it was funny because I got smashed in the video, and I refused to watch. I refused to watch the last third of that video because I'm just destroyed in it. Leave me a comment if you're watching this. If you're still here in an hour, if you're an hour in and you're watching this, leave me a comment. You know, I don't know how many YouTubers do this stuff. I don't know how many YouTubers get drunk in their videos and post it, but hey, we're an hour in. This cigar has been great. This whiskey's great. Cheers, everybody. Whoever's still here, cheers to you. Big ups to you. You guys are... Again, I don't make any money off these videos. I don't even know how to make money off of them. I just like to share my exploration with you guys. So, cheers. Man, that's good. So good. Man, this cigar is so good. What an afternoon. Honestly, this has been so freaking good. The sound of silence. Whew. Oh boy. Maybe I will not be sitting by a fire drinking this tonight. This is pretty intense. Got a nice buzz going. And by buzz, I mean I'm drunk. I'm literally drunk right now. This video is not for children. Yeah, no more raisins. Just leather and earth and tobacco. A little bit of wood. No more cedar though. Raisins and cedar have gone away. Just leather, earth, tobacco. What a great smoke. This thing is so good. Well, a lot of my videos don't make it to this length, and the reason for that is because I'm not really enjoying myself. Usually I'm freezing. I think I'm kind of numb at this point. Yeah, this is real good. Really hope you guys have enjoyed yourself. Enjoyed my time with you. Cherish the time you have, because you just never know. You just never know. Every day is a gift. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Appreciate your support. Every time you watch one of my videos, can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Again, I don't make money off these videos. I don't care about money. I'm not here for that. I'm here for the experience. I'm here for the love of cigars, the passion of whiskey. Cheers to you. I can smell fire. I can smell somebody's built a fire. I can tell it's an outdoor fire too. Got the Super Bowl coming up. Go Birds. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the Eagles can beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Only time will tell. God bless you. God bless America. And I will see you guys in the next video, which should be soon enough. Cheers.